Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max&JuanCast. We back at it. Pro prospects with my boy Max. As always, how you doing today, Max?
Doing very well, sir. How are you? We're talking about the quarterbacks one, and what the heck do you look for in a quarterback? But just wait. We got to thank all the people who are listening, watching us, all the subscribers, anyone who's ever liked our video, anybody who even disliked it. We like the hate. That's what I live for, everybody. And you know where to find us at Max&JuanCast and on Instagram and Twitter at Max_JuanCast1. What do you look for in a quarterback?
There's so many things to look for.
I mean, fucking guy.
There is so many things. Automatically arm. You got to have a certain type of arm strength. Number two, you got to have a certain type of pizzazz, that moxie, that it factor. I feel like if you don't have that to a certain extent, you're not going to get anywhere.
Do you care if the guy's a winner?
Not necessarily a winner, but I do think he has to have a certain type of confidence.
Like, so when you say
not Baker confidence,
the irrational, I feel like with Moxie, what I take it as is like in big moments he shows up, and just like you see, like he's like always trying his hardest. Like you could say Deshaun Watson didn't really show a lot of moxie in Clemson. He wasn't like the most outspoken guy, but his play on the field was like did the talking for him.
Well, what are you gonna do when chaos is around you? You got 300+ pound linemen coming after you,
trying to kill you,
and you're trying to process everything on the field. You're the most valuable player on the field. So that's what I think that, of course, takes into account. I think it's one of the hardest, obvious positions to scout because everything goes into it. You know, you can't just have talent. Talent can only get you so far. But the quarterback position, you need to know the X's and O's. And this draft class, not as good as the past quarterback classes, especially last year.
We had a historic win last year, and I think this is the best way to say it. Let's just say Malik Willis is the number one quarterback. Where would he factor in to last year's draft? I think he's firmly in last place, even after a project in Trey Lance.
Yeah.
And that just shows how good last year's was. And I mean, obviously, after a year like last year, it's going to look a little shittier. It's like the guy who went after Vince Carter in the dunk contest after he did the 360 windmill. A 360 doesn't look the same right after. So,
right.
Unless you're like a Trevor Lawrence type guy, Zach Wilson, like elite quarterback prospects, you're going to look a little crappier. That doesn't mean these guys are going to be bad pros. We'll probably have a star come out of this. It's just
who knows.
It typically happens. Like the year we got Blake Bortles and Teddy Bridgewater, that wasn't the star quarterback. It was Derek Carr in the second round. But it could be a year like 2013 where it's EJ Manuel and we don't really know what's going on. Geno Smith falls out the first. Got to come back to the draft the second day. So with that being said, you know how we start these videos off with the superlatives. There you go. So who has the best arm in this draft?
Matt Corral.
Yeah.
I like his arm.
Go with Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Who's the most accurate quarterback in the draft?
Sam Howell.
I went with Matt Corral. I like his ball placement the best. Yeah. Most mobile.
Malik Willis.
Desmond Ridder.
I disagree.
I think Malik...
Straight line speed, maybe.
I think Malik's better at making guys miss, but I don't think he's got that gear. I don't know.
Isn't that mobility?
It is in a sense, but I also like how Desmond Ridder can kind of get out of the pocket and just like go. Like I feel like he's quicker than he is fast. I don't know.
Not bad for a running back.
Exactly. Like it's Malik Willis's 1B. So, and then who's the highest ceiling in this draft? If it all works together, and I guess with this draft we can combine highest ceiling and boom and bust.
As Malik Willis,
dude. Yeah. And then the most pro ready.
Kenny Pickett.
It is. I want to disagree with you, but it would just be false. It's just I don't want to just lie or just disagree with you for content's sake. It's just that's the reality for me. Yeah. With that being said, Juan, what is your list looking like?
Oh man.
Start from the top.
Okay. Number 1, Kenny Pickett. Number 2, Matt Corral. Number 3, Malik Willis. Number 4, Sam Howell. And number 5, Desmond Ridder.
I have Kenny Pickett at 1 also. And then I follow it up with Malik Willis at 2, Matt Corral at 3, so a flip-flop, followed by Desmond Ridder at 4, and 5, Carson Strong. I have Sam Howell off my top 5.
Is it because he looks like Baker?
No, it's not. It's
we'll
not.
get into it.
It's not. It's not. Let's start with the number 1 guy. Let's start with Kenny Pickett from Pitt. We already know about Kenny Pickett's hands. You know, he has 8.5-inch hands. For reference, that's 10. Everybody, I did the measuring myself.
Hold on. Let's get a close up.
Get the close up. I'm sorry. Hold on. That's 10. Everybody. Sorry, let me try to turn it. That's 10. And I didn't even do none of the cheesy things they do to stretch out their hands. But how big a deal is hand size? I would say this. If he didn't wear the gloves, I'd be less concerned. The gloves coupled with the small hands are like, can you really grip the ball that good without the gloves? And
I don't think it matters.
I mean, I just personally don't like the gloves, man. I think it's just kind of
he's been wearing it forever, though.
He's had small hands forever.
Yeah, but I just think so many guys have average hands. Patrick Mahomes didn't,
but he doesn't have average. He has league-defining small.
I don't think it's gonna matter. I really don't.
I think in the terms of just maybe like, you know, everyone's gonna say he played in Pitt. It's cold. Okay, that's fine. I just want to see how it is he gonna be one of those guys where as soon as he gets brushed, the ball's gonna pop out. And it's different when you play in Pitt than the NFL. It's just a different league. But it's not a deal breaker for me. From what I saw in the film, he has small hands. Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be kind of an issue moving forward with the gloves. Did it scare me enough to not rank him number 1? No, it didn't. What I loved about Kenny Pickett, he's not a bad athlete at all. He ran a 4.7. And you look at him, you're obviously going to go, first thing in your head's like, he's white. He's not mobile. That's not true.
Yeah.
He's not going to be the NFL athlete that runs away from people. Like a lot of the freak edges are faster than him. But he can move plenty in space. His arm strength I'm not just like, wow, he's got a cannon for an arm. But it's never going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's never going to be the arm where it's like, damn, I'm going to have to throw a 40-yard deep ball on a rope. I'm not sure I can get it there. But it'll scare teams plenty.
Look, the whole thing with Kenny Pickett, besides the hand thing, to me, Joe Burrow made this kid. I feel like if Joe Burrow wasn't successful, we wouldn't be talking about Kenny Pickett. I think it is alarming that a kid who only threw for like 2,000 yards the year before this, and all of a sudden he put it together and he's on the map in his senior year, finally figured it out, is going in the draft high. And I think that is a questionable offense for him. So it scares me.
He's also old. He's the same age right now as Jordan Love.
Yeah. So it's kind of scary. But he has talent. Like this year's tape, I liked it. I thought he can read NFL defenses. He can look down the barrel of a gun and deliver a ball without any fear. He doesn't get scattery with his feet.
I like his processing speed, like where he's like identify it quick. And, you know, every once in a while he'll stare down a receiver, but that's just every NFL quarterback. Sometimes they see a matchup you love and it's like, I want to make sure I get this freaking thing.
Yeah.
So it's not a deal breaker for me. And I like his mechanics. I love his throwing motion. Yeah. It's solid. You're not like, damn, why is it such a long, deliberate windup? It's not like that. And I was actually impressed with his throw on the run. It's not Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, but it's decent enough to survive, especially in today's NFL where most quarterbacks aren't just statues sitting back there like a Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and it's rare to really find a guy like that in today's era. Mm-hmm. It really is, because like everyone wants to talk shit about, you know, like the Joe Flacco's and the Peyton Manning.
Like say Mac Jones coming out last year, that was the big knock. He's a statue back there.
And I don't even think you need to be athletic to miss guys in the pocket to have pocket presence. Phillip Rivers, one of the most underrated guys, I feel like, who was able to dodge sacks. And he wasn't a mobile guy. Look at Tom Brady.
45-year-old Tom Brady is a master of manipulating the pocket. And I think Kenny Pickett, he's okay at that right now.
Yeah.
But it's really not I would say it's not a college skill, because even Kenny Pickett doesn't take traditional dropbacks.
Yeah.
A lot of it's I'm in the gun, clap my hands, bullshit. Once he gets to the NFL, he gets around the quarterback coach, and he's going to say, hey, Kenny, right here, just step up in the pocket. Hey, you don't feel the guy, just move half a step to the right, and then you have a clean throwing lane.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett, to me, is the safest bet in this draft class. even if he's not a top tier starter, like say Pittsburgh gets him, that immediately is an upgrade over Big Ben the last couple of years.
No. The scary thing also, maybe he's hit his ceiling. Maybe this is all it is.
His ceiling's to the point where he's low end starter, high end backup. And maybe that's a little scary in the first round, but like I said, I wouldn't take Kenny Pickett anywhere in the top 15.
Yeah.
I'll never touch him.
None of these quarterbacks.
Correct.
And look, I just want to clarify this. I think a very strong point. I forgot who I heard this from. I think it was Daniel Jeremiah. But he was saying early on in the process, in the draft process, all the scouts are watching all year. This is during the NFL season. And the rumors were coming out like, yeah, this is not going to be a good quarterback class. And all the scouts were saying, I don't think there's a single first round pick. And it was that way until the season ended and the coaches got a hold of the film. They started watching the film. And he says all the coaches, it's just a lot different. Every coach feels like they can fix the guy.
100%.
And that's the problem. And you know what? I 100% believe that. And in my opinion, none of these guys are first rounders. I wouldn't touch him in the first round.
I would touch Kenny Pickett earliest.
Second
No,
rounder.
I would touch him late first if you're a quarterback. If you're Pittsburgh and you're picking at the end of the first round, why not? Get that fifth year option,
just in case.
Whatever, just get it. This isn't top end talent. Like maybe one of these guys might get there, but it's like really a projection. And like Malik Willis, Matt Corral, it's just not at the level you want to see from a starting or first round quarterback for that matter.
No.
And the truth is, we could factor in the way the quarterback movement has gone this offseason to understanding, hey, look at how much teams don't want to draft a quarterback.
Yeah. A lot of quarterbacks are just taken, or a lot of quarterback spots are just taken.
There's not a lot of jobs out there. And I mean, think about it. We just had 5 rookie quarterbacks enter the league, or 6.
No.
Those jobs aren't open anymore. No. They're not going to just replace them.
Somebody's going to get overdrafted. And
it just takes one team to fall in love with you. Like you can't see a team falling in love with Matt Corral or Malik Willis. Like that's the reason I have Malik Willis at 2 if you want to get into it. It's just if you watch Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis practice, you're going to automatically think, damn, Malik Willis got this guy on talent. Yeah. And that's not a knock on Kenny Pickett. Malik Willis, dude, he has the arm strength. He has the ability to move in the pocket. Not move in the pocket, but just be a runner. Like he's dynamic as shit. But it's just scary when you look at the offense he played in one. How were you impressed with his progression skills? I was like, holy shit, dude, can you look anywhere else? How many times do you throw the ball over the middle of the field? How many times do you throw an NFL route? Yeah, you can throw the ball 60 yards, but if you can't hit fucking water out of a boat, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Shout out to our video, but this Malik Willis was literally the inspiration to that video. That was the whole reason why that me and Max.
I mean, a little Trey Lance in there too.
No, but it was really Malik Willis who sparked it because of the things I was hearing about Malik. And I'm going to sound like a broken record, but everyone is going to think that they can get their hands on this kid and they're going to turn him into a guy like Josh Allen, a project QB. And it's just simply unfair because these guys are going to be held to a different standard, which is just not
fair.
It's just not fair at all. And Malik Willis, is he an interesting prospect? Yes, but he is raw as shit. He's a project. He has a lot of work to do.
What do you like about him? Just off bat.
I mean, he can make people miss. He's very agile. He's not a fast guy.
That doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence when that's the number one thing you say about my quarterback.
And the arm talent. I mean, I'm sorry. Everyone wants to point to the Zach Wilson Pro Day because everyone's throwing that stupid freaking deep ball, and everyone's impressing people with that throw.
Yeah.
You know what throw I'm talking about?
Where he's drifting left.
Yeah, everyone's starting to do it because Zach Wilson did it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, that doesn't wow me. Like your film at the end of the day is what I'm going to go off of, not a throw that you're doing in basketball shorts. Sorry, kid. Like doesn't impress me.
No, I agree with you. And You look at the college offense. It's all RPO heavy. It's little dumb screens. When he pulls down the ball, I didn't see him look to throw it. He's like, okay, I'm going to pull it down. I'm at liberty. I'm the best athlete on the field. I'm just going to run.
Yeah.
And can you coach that guy out of that? Is that guy going to get to the NFL and be like, I'm the best athlete here? And then he's going to get destroyed by Fred Warner.
Yeah.
Or anyone like that. I didn't see a lot of touch throws. It was like, I'm going to throw a bullet. I'm going to throw a deep ball. And that same thing we said about Trey Lance. It's like, hey, can you show me some diversity with your throws? Can you fit a ball over a middle linebacker under the safety?
No.
That's an NFL throw. And he's a small dude. When I mean by small is, yeah, he's 220, which is good. He's 6 feet tall. That's not a big quarterback.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to sound like an old man, but, height matters to me at quarterback a little bit because you see Kyler Murray every effing year. And people are going to point to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's an anomaly.
Yeah. And he has a kind of a wonky, release.
Sometimes it's
kind
clean.
Of Trey Lance like.
Sometimes it's clean. Sometimes it's like what the hell? Where are your feet going? Your foot's pointed at 12 o'clock. You're going to the left, all the way to the left. What the fuck you doing? Yeah. And there's no pocket presence. There's absolutely nothing, but it's college offense. He's never been taught that. A lot of work to do with this kid. And like you were talking about the Josh Allen video, which you guys should all check out, by the way. How many teams are going to give this kid 3 years to grow into who he could be?
Exactly.
That's not how if he goes to Pittsburgh, I'd be like, he could be it. If he goes to frickin', let's just say he went to a shitty team like the Texans. It's like, oh, we're going to clean house in a year. Okay. Well, I don't know. So I don't think so. Look, I liked Willis more than Matt Corral just because I like the upside and I just like the arm talent a little more.
Right.
Matt Corral's more accurate than him. There's no doubt about that if you want to get into your number 2 quarterback because I had him at 3.
Yeah, and I just think Matt Corral has a lot more pro skills than Malik Willis. I really do. I like his arm better. I definitely like the accuracy. It was very close between him and Sam for most accurate with him and Matt Corral. But you brought up something that was very interesting about Matt Corral, if you want to say it.
Well, I read a stat online that he only took 130 dropbacks. That wasn't an RPO or a screen. And I'm like in my notes, a con is the biggest bullshit college offense I've seen yet. And it's unreal. It's hard to me when it's like you don't do it enough. Like we want to talk about Trey Lance. Yeah, that's a problem too. You never drop back. You never look at the defense. Like they go left to center to right, back to left. That's a big deal to me. So when all you're throwing is RPOs, is that the college? Is that you? Is that not your skill set? How do we develop that? Because it's not like you go from college, which is 20%, to the NFL, which is 25. You go from 20 to 100. And that's scary to me, man. I like Matt Corral. I know he had the ankle injury or leg injury. Not a big deal. He'll be fine. I like how he can throw off platform. That's what I liked about him. I like how he's more athletic than you think. But I hated a lot of the crap I saw out of the offense. So I'm not sure if that's offense or that's him. I wish I could interview the kid.
Exactly. See where his mind capacity is with football. You know how Steve Mariucci does it with the whiteboard. He starts talking about personal stuff, and then he's like, all right, explain the play that I just broke down 2 minutes ago.
Did you think when he pulled the ball down that he just took off too much, or did you like his balance of I like to run, I like to pass?
I really did like his balance. I'm not as high as him as a Chris Sims is. I think he had him
he had
at number 1.
I didn't see that. I think Pickett's way better than him, especially right now. He could be better than Pickett. I think he, at the end of the day, has more talent than Kenny Pickett. His arm, to me, is plenty. It's bigger than Joe Burrow's arm, in my opinion. But I would say his deep ball needs work. It needs to be a little more accurate. And then, like I said, we just need him to be more consistent. We need to see him take some drop back passes. I had him at 3 because I had more questions. I had just a little bit more questions than Malik Willis, as dumb as that sounds, because there's so many questions about both of them. I like Malik Willis. The questions, at least I could see elite talent. I could see very good talent out of Matt Corral.
Yeah. And
oh shoot, we didn't get player comps
for Malik.
Yeah, big arm Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it was hard for me.
Pint size Cam.
I thought Jalen Hurts too. A little bit of, I guess, a ceiling will be Dak Prescott, a finished product.
Pint size Dak.
Yeah, I mean,
who's your ceiling for Corral?
Corral, I had. Let me double check real quick. Matt Corral. Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
I put either good Marcus Mariota or somewhere in Sam Darnoldville.
Sam Darnold, man, I was such a big fan of Sam Darnold. I just feel like I can see the Sam, like with the mechanics wise, with the feet.
And kind of the backyard football type thing he does, and this kind of the running. But
there's a lot to like about Matt Corral. There really is. But I would, if I'm going for a project, I feel more safer with Corral than Malik.
Malik's a riskier project. I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
But
you're going for the ceiling.
Yeah, that's what it came down to me with ceiling. Like I have questions about both, but at least some of the questions about Matt Corral is like,
and you like the arm better.
Yeah, that's what the arm. The questions like, does he have he doesn't have the supreme talent of a Malik? I don't know. It's so hard to pick these two guys. Man, this was a hard one to pick, man. Like my number 4 was Desmond Ridder. You have him at 5. Like, let's just get into him real quick, man. He had a great season at Cincinnati. Yeah, you're gonna hear the shit. He's a winner. All that bullshit team people say about players that aren't supremely talented. Look, this dude's an athlete, man. 6'3.5", 210 pounds, 4'5", 40. That's really good. 36-inch vert. It's not as important to me if a quarterback's freaky athletic like this dude, because a few of my cons are just athleticism and running ability. I don't like his bullshit throwing motion. I don't like his bullshit college offense.
His mechanics suck.
Yep, feet bad, everything bad. Dude, how many times did you watch and the ball gets batted?
Too many.
Especially the game against Bama. I felt like every ball he threw was batted. But like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel kind of with that dude. When it's on. Like, he's a trash talker, gamer, whatever. Don't like that's cool.
To me, it's I kind of compare it to your opinion on Jalen Suggs in the NBA draft. How you're like, when the first thing you bring up with a player and it's not his arm strength
or talent, it's just
it's like
winner.
He's a winner. Sorry, Tim Tebow was a winner too. But
Patrick Mahomes sucked in college, so I guess
right. So like to me, that's great. Like that is part of it. Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, that's part of it. But you need the talent to go with it. And to me, he has a small frame. Like you said, the mechanical issues. And as fast as he is, his pocket presence is not that good. It's not like he can make guys miss in the pocket.
No, he just looks to run. That's what I like. When he looks to run, he's gone. And that's why I put him as the most mobile, because like Malik's the most elusive, but this dude is fast. He can kind of move a little bit. He's a little strong, but overall, he leaves so much to be desired in the throwing aspect of things. No. It really worries me, man. And if you told me in 5 years he could be a top 15 quarterback, I'd be like, maybe. I'd be shocked. Maybe.
He's a bridge quarterback to me, and that's why I have him.
I mean, I love the kid. You get him in the 5th round and take a shot at him, say fuck it. But if you touch this kid in the 1st round, you're nuts.
I have Tyrod Taylor
for Mitchell Trubisky.
It's a great one. Guy that got overdrafted. I hope he doesn't go too like fucking Mitchell Trubisky.
You gotta risk it for the Ridder.
I mean, some people love Ridder, and it's because of all those other things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care if my quarterback can talk trash. I'd rather just him be a baller.
Yeah. Speaking of talking trash, let's get into my 3rd guy. Or no, actually 4th guy.
Yeah, you got Sam Howell. Yeah, 4.
Sam Howell from North Carolina. Okay, so right off bat, this guy looks like Baker Mayfield. And I feel like that's why he gets a little bit of hate for him. And surprisingly, that's my pro comp as far as a football player coming out. I think he's very accurate. This season, his draft rankings went down because obviously he lost so many people on his offense. Just think of all the North Carolina guys who got drafted last year.
4.
Javonte Williams, De'Ami Brown. I believe the other
Michael Carter,
and then the other receiver on the other side got drafted. I'm forgetting his name, but
oh yeah, I can't remember it either.
He was a no-name guy, but he got drafted, so he was a pro guy.
I just felt like with Sam Howell, I loved how he threw the ball underneath, and everything under that, I was like, Like I thought he was accurate to a point. It was accurate underneath. I liked his arm strength underneath. I liked the zip he put on the ball. Deep, he doesn't really threaten defenses deep that much. His feet in the pocket weren't that bad to me. Like he looked pretty well schooled, but I guess that's what you get when you go to North Carolina. And then running ability, man. He can move. The kid can scoot a little bit, but overall, small frame, small body, not that tall. I just see him as a like another developmental quarterback who's a good backup, like a Will Greer or someone like that.
Man.
Will Greer, who's another backup? Maybe like a Kellen Mond type guy.
Really?
I just don't see it with this dude, man. I don't like his release. This motherfucker took the most sacks I've ever seen, dude. He's just like, oh,
his offensive line.
I'm just gonna look around. I'm like, yeah, but don't you have some type of internal clock where you're like, oh, it's been 5 seconds. I should probably throw the fucking ball.
I just think the talent around him just really sucked.
So you think that was really dragging him down?
No, it really was, because if he was coming out last year, I feel like he'll be in that Davis Mills area of last year. Like if he would have came out, because of all the talent that he was working with, his stats were up, his play was better. So I just really think the talent drop off really just.
I don't like how he looked. To me, it was also another thing. It was like when you took off in the pocket, it was like, I'm just gonna run. I'm never gonna throw the ball. But again, that could lead back into what you were saying, when you lose the guys, you don't trust them, and then it kind of leads to that type of thing happening. You can't teach accuracy, and with him, the mechanics I like, everything is just solid. And I can see somebody getting a steal in like the 4th or 3rd round with this kid. What's his ceiling?
Baker Mayfield. A good Baker. A good Baker. Baker, look, people want to talk shit about Baker now because of
this last season, yeah,
all the attitude problems. But Baker was one of the most accurate quarterbacks you've seen coming out. He was. Are you really not going to say that?
Just looking at you, bro. It's hard.
You disagree?
I think when you throw a lot of screens and cheap little dump off passes, your completion percentage looks more accurate than it is. I think Baker's accurate when everything's perfect. It's like, oh, we got a great throw. I can step into this.
Well, there's levels to this, Max. Yeah. There's levels to this.
That's what I think. Sam Howell, he's like on the Baker level, where it's like, man, maybe if you're on a stacked O-line, stacked team, you can lead it, but everything else, you're kind of just like, no, you cannot, sir.
Some guys can't lead it regardless, bro.
And then that is also accurate. So, would you be betting Sam Howell will be acting in a Progressive commercials? Baker's like stunt double.
I hope not, because that's just the kiss of death.
Yeah, kiss of death.
Yeah.
So that brings us to our last quarterback we're going to talk about, which is my 5th quarterback, Carson Strong.
You think you're going to find the next Josh Allen, Max?
He's not Josh Allen. He's not even close. My player comp is Joe Flacco, and I know that sounds like a diss, but it's not. He's kind of a throwback in the sense where he's going to sit back there. I know he comes from a bullshit offense in Nevada, but he can really throw the ball. He's got a good arm. His motion's nice. He's got the size. It's just going to come down to, as immobile as he is he going to be able to survive in today's NFL? And he's had a really bad knee injury, but I just love what I saw with the arm talent and stuff.
I get you. That shit just scares the living shit out of me.
Yeah, like the cons are you can't move. Your mechanics need a little bit of like
tooling. Lots of tooling.
Like fixing basically. You come from the air raid, which doesn't have the best record of quarterback producing, and you love to stare guys down. You just love it. I'm like, oh fucking that guy's doing that. I've got him. I see him go the whole way. Not gonna progress through it. But like I said, if 4 or 5 and 6,
1 through 5, it's like,
yeah. I mean, I think like 1 through 3 is kind of like, yeah, we can kind of work with these dudes, and then 4, 5, and 6 is like, you got to get so lucky.
Yeah. Did we say our Kenny Pickett comparisons? I don't think we did, because mine was Taylor Heineke.
Oh, dang it! I was like a Joe Burrow light.
Joe Burrow. Okay.
Joe Burrow light.
Just wanted to make sure.
I'm sorry about that, guys. We've done a lot of these videos.
Really though. Is that all? That's
it, man. I feel like we're kind of shortchanging it a little bit, but I just feel like, man, there's no marquee guy. There's no debate to be had, really.
But you know what,
it's Max? Just like, what do you like? Do you like it? It's like this one. Say I have 5 cheeseburgers, right? Mm-hmm. And I have 5 different sets of toppings. You might like one more than the other, but that doesn't mean any of them. That doesn't mean like you hate cheeseburgers. It just means this one's a little better. You know what I mean? It's just like they're all. It's kind of like, okay, you don't like the Kenny Pickett burger as much as you like the Desmond Ridder. Okay, that's just because you have different preferences. It's not like we can agree Trevor Lawrence burger is better than these guys. You know what I mean? That's what it came down to in this draft. It's just like you're going to take a swing. You're probably going to get burnt, but you might strike gold. That's what it is. If I had a bet on one of these guys to go early, Malik Willis, because some team, this just takes one team on. I love the kid. I love the talent. I love the arm. I love the way he works, and that's all it could be. And you know what? Malik Willis, if you talk to him, would be like, "I'm the hardest worker. I'm going to work at it until I get it," and it could change everything. Then we can make a video about him one day.
Well, we'll see. The last time that we've had a really bad class like this that I can remember was 2013.
The EJ.
Yeah, because that one didn't. I don't even think it had a single like good quarterback. Like EJ sucked, Matt Barkley sucked, Geno sucked. These are all backups. What's his name? Mike Glennon had a moment.
So we got EJ Manuel, Geno Smith, Mike Glennon, Matt Barkley, Ryan Nassib, Tyler Wilson, Raider Great. Landry Jones hanging on. Is he still in the league? No, he's gone.
You think it's going to be that bad?
Oh, Matt McGloin might have had the best career out of anybody in this.
Matt McGloin.
That's pretty bad.
I think this one is going to have at least one quarterback. I just don't know who it's going to be.
I think the quarterback play from 2013 is drastically improved in the youngsters. Yes. So I think, like you said, there might be one, maybe two.
No.
But I'm not sure who they are. Like I said, I'm a betting man. I bet on one of the top 3 guys making it. Everyone else, like, no. And there might be someone we didn't even talk about or didn't watch that much film on.
Right. And to be honest, there really wasn't anyone else that like popped out to me.
No, not really.
I think that's going to do it, man. 2022 QB draft class. That's going to do it for the NFL prospects. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Comment down below, like the video. Comment down, what do you guys think of this QB class? Are we tripping? Is there some superstars? Do you guys like Malik Willis maybe? Maybe not a big fan of Kenny Pickett like we are. Tell us all your thoughts, man. Negative, positive, neutral, whatever, dude. We'll take
aggressive,
passive, all that stuff, bro. Apple Podcasts, Spotify listeners, go ahead and hit that review button.
The 5-star review.
5-star review.
Not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, 5.
Put up them Kenny Pickett hands. 5, baby. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. That is at Max_JuanCast. I think that's gonna do it, Max. Anything else?
I wish they were a little better one, but we never know.
We shall see. I'm hyped up for the draft.
It's around the corner. Our mock draft will be out soon.
Mock draft, bro. Maybe we'll have another.
I think we're the kings at the mock draft 1.0. I don't think we ever go up to. Did we get up to 2.0 last year? Yeah.
Well, they did 2.
Because there's 2 of us, but this year we're like 1.
No.
Yeah, like that. Next year we won't even do 1.
Yeah. We'll see. People got like mock drafts 12.0. I'm just like, Jesus.
Let's do our 2023 mock as soon as the draft's over.
We just got to finish our big board. Now that we're done with all our prospects, we'll probably make a big board, tell you guys about that. But till the next video, guys, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We out. Peace.